there, and welcome to the first episode of TPL Teens, the podcast put together by the Teen Council at the Toronto Reference Library. I'm Lily.
And my name's Alisha.
And we are super excited to tell you today all things libraries. Alisha, would you like to get us started?
I would love to get us started. First thing first, let's talk about Teen Council, what we're doing right now. So if you don't know, certain libraries have something called Teen Council, which is a program for youth to join ages, I'm pretty sure, 12 to 18, where you get to help your library make it more teen-friendly and find creative ways to make it more fun. Lily, what do you like about Teen Council?
Ooh, there's so much to love, but my favorite part is getting people excited to come to the library, because a lot of people view it as just a boring place to come read. And yeah, reading's lots of fun and I love the library, but it can be so much more. So on Teen Council, we do things like build book displays, run contests, report podcasts, of course, and do other fun things to get teens excited. So, how do you join Teen Council? The process looks something like this. You should come in and ask there. Not every library offers a Teen Council program, and not every Teen Council program is accepting volunteer applications at all times. This is how I did it, and everyone was super sweet and super kind, and I ended up being on Teen Council and invited to the next meeting. What was your experience like, Alisha?
Well, it was during exam seasons, and I thought I need more volunteer hours. So I was at the reference library where we're recording right now. Best library ever, guys. I went to the I went to the first floor, and I was like, do you guys have any volunteer opportunities here? And they said, yeah, we have Teen Council. So I signed a paper, I gave it to them, and then guess what? I got into Teen Council. It's as easy as that. Also, talking about Teen Council at the Toronto Reference Library, don't we have a newsletter?
We sure do have a newsletter. It is one of the many projects our Teen Council members are working on. So, you should totally come by the branch and pick it up. It has even more fun ideas, book recommendations, games, and different fun things to celebrate the spring and summer seasons. On the topic of that, learning languages can be very stressful, right?
So hard. I've been learning French my entire life. Difficult, and not only is it stressful, it's tear-bringing.
Although you can get books to learn languages, be it French or what have you, that is not always super easy. There are many books, and it is hard to decide which books you want or which books will help you at your certain level. And especially if you are motivated to learn a language because of manga, or anime, or K-pop, or K-dramas, or anything like that, sometimes the stress of learning a language can make it super boring. Do you know a lot of people who have been motivated to learn a language because of that, Alisha?
I know many people who are motivated to learn a language because of that. I find it really interesting that people are more interested to learn a language because of a book series, something that they like, because not only do they learn about the language, they get to learn about the culture, and it's a really cool way to see how people are interested in things just because of literature.
Yes, I totally agree. And so, although you can get books as I mentioned, with your Toronto Public Library card, you can access Mango Languages, which is a digital online resource that will give you access to a language learning program that is not just fun, but also effective. So as you are enjoying yourself, you will also learn a language. Personally, I am trying to learn German right now. Hallo, wie geht's? And Mango Languages has been super wunderbar and useful. Okay, now, online resources. Alisha, would you like to chat about those?
Resources at the Toronto Reference Library. We have a teen resource board which has job applications, volunteer opportunities, and we have them in our newsletter too. Other resources online, I don't know that much about them. Lily, can you tell me about them?
Of course. I am absolutely in love with the digital resources at the Reference Library. Two I would like to point out right now, aside from Mango Languages, are Libby and Hoopla. Do you use those, Alisha?
I've heard of them before, but I've never used them before. What are they?
They are both digital resources that give you access to free books and audiobooks along with other resources with your library card. You can get books and audiobooks in any genre from a variety of authors, from Colleen Hoover to Jane Austen. Hoopla also gives you access to things like movies and music. And Libby gives you access to magazines. Although you will sometimes need to place a hold, I promise they come quick, and you can also borrow books right away, just depending on what other users want.
really cool and really interesting. I never knew that. I could have gotten all of these cool things for free and digital, and I never knew. That's really sad. Maybe what are some cool places and where are some cool places where you can check out to find resources at the library? Is it on the website?
Yes, the Toronto Public Library website has so many amazing resources. It is sometimes just fun to browse around. You should check that out. And in the library, we have so many resources. And as Alicia in the page, she's going to walk you through some of those because she is our expert.
I've been volunteering at this library for about a year now. All I can say is that this library has abundant of resources. Do you want to try to learn how to play the piano? Well, you can go upstairs on our fifth floor to learn how to play the piano, and there's a special room for it. Do you want to book a room to study? There's like 5 floors you can book a room to study. Not only do you want to just take out books, do you want to look at special collections? We have all of that. Do you want to learn how to play an instrument? Do you want to use your library cards to get free tickets to the ROM, to the zoo, things like that? Our library has so many resources.
For getting tickets to the ROM or the zoo, you will need an adult in your life to go on the website and place those on hold. However, it is an amazing opportunity that everyone should try to get. You will have loads of fun. On the topic of special collections, Alicia, would you like to explain the banned book sanctuary on the fourth floor?
One of my favorite places in the library is the banned book sanctuary on the fourth floor. There's a lot of books that have been banned in North America, and this section holds them and keeps them for people to look at. You can't take them out, but you can read them. These are books that have been banned in North America and no longer are banned, and you get to read them, look at them, and they are placed in a special purple stack, and you can like look at them, read them, check them out, and they're all really, really cool. They have a little name tag where it says the book's name, the author, and a quick summary of why it was banned.
Banning books is not okay. And it is amazing that the Toronto Public Library system recognizes this and does specific efforts to make sure this does not happen. Because when a book is banned, no one can read it. Because someone out there decides, hey, this is controversial. We do not want people to read it. And the Toronto Public Library is like, absolutely not. We are not and never going to swoop this low. People have the right to read whatever they so wish, even if some people out there say, hey, they should not.
One of my favorite books that I've ever read is on this banned section. It's called Persepolis. I was reading in French class, and don't get me wrong, I may hate French class, love my teacher there, shout out Miss Moulton, but I love the book that we read. Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi is such a good book. It talks about her life when she was living in Iran, and this was before the revolution, during the revolution. There's about 4 to 5 books, I think. I don't know, there's about 4 books, but I read the first one, and they have the first one at the library. It's super interesting, and I think people should for sure check it out.
On the topic of even more super fun book recommendations, here are a few. If you like the song Love Story by Taylor Swift, pardon me, you might like
Well, any romance book is really good, but I would say if you love the song Love Story, then any Romeo and Juliet remake would be really, really good for you. Actually, Love Story is based off of Romeo and Juliet, guys. I don't know if you've ever seen the music video. And if you love the song Cruel Summer, 2 books that you might really, really love is The Summer I Turned Pretty and Every Summer After. It's about a love song in the summer and the emotional heartbreaks that come with loving 2 brothers. Really good book. If you love The Summer I Turned Pretty, which many of you might have, and if you've watched the book, no, read the book or watched the series, you'll for sure love Every Summer After. It's a standalone book and it's really, really interesting and angsty.
And if you like Shake It Off, which was the first Taylor Swift song I ever got into, then you would probably like If I See You First by Eric Lindstrom. This book is about a legally blind girl who navigates the world and who is able to shake off all the negativity and be happy and confident living in this world and being who she is. And I think that is an amazing message for everyone, if you are blind or not. Alicia, did you know that we have the Young Voices magazine at the Reference Library?
Yes, I do. If you are a creative person who draws, writes something, anything like that, why don't you get published at Young Voices? Just send it in to any of your local library branches, and they can put you in for submission for the Young Voices magazine. And if you have it in, if you can publish yourself, that's a really cool thing to put on your resume and overall just to have. And talking about books and songs, if you're ever there for the 2020 Space Girl a song anthem, if you guys know, you know. A really good book to read is Star Girl, about a girl who's she's super different, super interesting, and a lot of people are confused and shocked about why she is the way she is. Read it, weep, and have a good time with it.
We had to read Stargirl in 7th or 8th grade, and it was amazing. Oh my gosh, I remember it. It was so, so good. And you also can pick up your own copy of Young Voices at the Toronto Reference Library to see the artwork, poetry, and writing of other teens in the Toronto area. Along with that, when you come into the library, we have a secondhand bookstore. Did you know that?
Yes, I did. Bookends, a bookstore that has books for about $1 to $2. Very, very cheap. Actually, a few days ago, they were selling books for even cheaper at the front of the Toronto Reference Library. You can donate your books to Bookends, and it's completely run by volunteers. Isn't that super cool?
It is super cool. And what I love about it is it gives access to books for everyone. To fill their bookshelves, to give books as gifts, to use them in art projects. New books can be very expensive, and therefore not everyone can get a huge stack. But Bookends make sure that is absolutely not an issue. So totally check it out. Say hello to the amazing volunteers who work tirelessly to keep it stocked and filled, and grab some good books to give to you and your friends. Okay, before we end it off, we would like to do one more thing. A true or false game. Are you ready, Alicia?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am sure ready. So, we are going to give you 5 statements, and it is your job to determine if it is true or false. I promise, no one's going to get mad if you don't get it right. It's not a pop quiz. Okay, I will get you started. Number 1. There is absolutely no fun at the library for teens. Is this true or false?
False. We have art contests. Sometimes we host button making, and we do all these cool activities. And if you join Teen Council, you can make more opportunities to make the library more teen friendly. Okay, I have a question for you, Lily. True or false? Is the fifth floor the art section of the library, or is the business section?
That is true. The 5th floor has books about art, drama, music, dance, etc., while the 3rd floor has books about business, science, technology, and careers. So if you are preparing for a test like an MCAT, an LSAT, an SAT, a CAT, then totally check out the career section as well.
Whoops, doodle guys, I kind of messed that one up. But if you know, you know.
Why?
I was supposed to be a true or false thing, and I said, which one is it? Fifth, business, or like, are you get guys? It's been a rough day. It's been a rough week. Someone like a sheep costume at the library like chased me down. The library has so many cool activities
And people.
and people. The library has so much fun and cool activities, and just coming to the library overall is such an experience, in my opinion, especially the Toronto Reference Library.
Okay. I'm not really sure what to say to that. Anyways, next question. True or false? The library only has 3 floors you can explore.
False. We have 5 floors, and technically we actually have 10 floors because we're a 10-story building because there's 5 floors in between each floor. No, there's a floor in between each floor, so we have 10 floors.
Yes, and we have a basement floor. If you join Teen Council at the Reference Library, some of our meetings will be held in there. And there also is a really big and really, really bright newspaper room. So if you ever want to work at the newspaper, you might be working at the Toronto Reference Library.
That's really interesting. Oh, wait. We're kind of running out of time, Lily. Do you have anything else to say?
We are going to do 2 more true or false questions, and then we are going to end it off. Are you ready, Alicia?
I'm ready.
Okay, we're going to go through these super duper quickly. Next, true or false? Every library has a teen council.
False.
Most larger libraries do, but if not, I bet you will find a library near you. And the last true or false question. Are you ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2,
1.
Oh my gosh, you got it before me, Alicia. The Toronto Public Library bans 100 books a year.
Is that false?
Of course that is false. The Toronto Public Library, as we mentioned, believes everyone has the right to read whatever they wish. And I am mentioning this again because it is just so important. So, let's wrap this up. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Thank you so much for listening and listening to our many mistakes. It's our first podcast. Thank you for joining us. My name is Alisha, and I'm signing out.
And before I, Lily, sign out, I would just like to say you totally should join Teen Council and pop by the Reference Library to see everything we have mentioned and have some fun. Hope to see you at some of our next meetings. Bye, peeps.